Alert, we are bumping this video to the front of the line because there is a lot going on at Apex and Avenir. If you are considering buying new construction in Palm Beach, Florida, this is a video you're going to want to see. This week, we are going to explore the new construction community of Apex within the grand, bigger community, Avenir in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Luxury. Welcome. Each week, we talk to you guys about what's going on here in Palm Beach and in South Florida. We focus on new construction. We focus on people focused on our area and considering moving to this brilliant area we call sunny South Florida. Most weeks, we're talking about new construction communities because I know from listening to people like you, that's what you guys want to see. It's what you guys want to hear. I'm bringing this video to you because there's a time-sensitive nature to it. Back in, about 4 months ago now, maybe a little bit longer, depending on when you're watching this video, Apex and Avenir opened. Apex is the GL community within Avenir, and within the first couple of months, sales flourished. And that was even at a time when the rest of the market had slowed down. In a couple of months, their models are going to open, which is why this is a time-sensitive video. And we do a lot of new construction. We are a new home code broker. We help people explore the different, new construction communities around the area. And it's been our experience, and we've seen it over and over again, that once either the Clubhouse opens and or the decorated models open, prices go up, demand goes up, and you want to get in before all that happens. 18 years ago, my family and I relocated to this beautiful area we call sunny South Florida, and we haven't looked back. Today, we help people, perhaps like you, do the exact same thing. First, I want to start with the map. I've gotten really good feedback about the map. Leave a comment down below. What do you think? I get from people who are, I think, outside our area here in Palm Beach, outside of South Florida. I find the map helpful. When I was looking way back when at moving here, I know I would have found it. So I'd like to know what you guys think. But now let's go check out exactly what we're talking about when we're referring to Apex, when we're referring to Avenir in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Here is a map of all of South Florida. Our company, Living in Palm Beach, Florida, we focus on these areas, the area here between Port St. Lucie and Miami. That's where a bulk of our business is. But the truth is, we have relocation partners all across the country. And if you're looking to move to other parts and you don't have a realtor out there, we can help you. We do that all the time. So we are going to focus on where we are in this video, which is in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. So you have Miami-Dade, that's down here. You have Fort Lauderdale, which is Broward County. We're seeing a lot of people from those areas moving up to our area here in Palm Beach a lot, especially in the last year or so. West Palm Beach is the largest city in our area. If you live in Palm Beach, you will find yourself going to West Palm Beach. Downtown West Palm Beach, there is a lot to do. That's including if you live in Apex or Avenir. But let's zoom out a little bit, or zoom in, I should say. And let's give an idea where we're talking. So Palm Beach Gardens is north of that big city. As you can see right here, they got the big, I don't know, question mark, exclamation point there. Anyways, Palm Beach Gardens is it's one of the nicer areas in Palm Beach. It's got an exclusive name. So if you are going west, which is where all the new construction is, because that's where the land is, we're looking right here along North Lake is how you get there currently. This is Coconut Boulevard, more about how that's going to look. But Google Maps is not always the most up-to-date. They're just not really good at updating these in a timely fashion. But anyways, as you could see, some of this, we're going to look right here. So this is your entrance. If you're currently today, this is your entrance. And I'm going to focus in on this. And the Gothic entrance here, those are the fountains here that when you go up Avenir Drive. When this community first started, it started with these communities. They're not labeled right. You need someone like me to tell you what's really going on. This is not Wingate. This is actually Watermark. This is Wingate. In the middle here, it's not even registered anymore. It is La Thierry, which is a sold-out community by Kay Hovanian. Kenko is still there. High-end, $2-3 million homes. They are still on the eastern part of that Avenir Drive. The clubhouse this is the clubhouse for everyone west. I'm sorry, east of Coconut Boulevard. They use this. So if you live in Wingate, Watermark, Kenco, if you live in Avondale, which is another great community up here, up north here and Solana Bay, you will use that clubhouse. This is Coconut Boulevard. This is a big deal. These same Gothic entrance that I pointed out here on Avenir Drive here they're going to have that right here. They're going to be using this. They're going to be building that same structure here on Coconut Boulevard. This is also where the town center is going to be. The town center is right here. If you were to go there today, they are building the first big structure there. It's a huge Publix. Seems like whenever they build a master plan community, the Publix is the first thing. But here's one of the big deals. We'll get cut to this right now. Coconut Boulevard is going to be a major road. The same columns are being built here, as I mentioned. Apex, their main entrance is going to be right here off Coconut. And Coconut is right now sort of stops right about here. And the idea is that it's going to go up here to Beeline, which is going to go to PGA Boulevard, which if you want to go north or if you want to go to downtown West Palm Beach Gardens, that's going to open up the traffic. You can be able to get to the beaches and downtown Palm Beach Gardens a lot easier. So if you're interested in considering moving to this area or anywhere really in Florida, and you want to speak to people who have actually relocated and done this before, well, there's a few ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you see our phone number. You can either call or text, but literally two of the best ways in the description and in the comment section, there's a link. Click on that link. Well, if that'll do, it'll set some time for us to speak either through a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating here to sunny South Florida. Got to get that out of the way. I love to help people move to this area. We are unbiased. So we cover all these different new construction communities. No one knows these communities better than we do. I mean, I know the builders. You can ask any builder about me. They know me. I investigate what are the pros and cons of all these communities. And when we speak, I can point you in a direction of what makes sense. As an example, Avenir is a great golfing community. Panther National, the Jack Nicklaus signature course is there. So if you're a golfer, this is a community I would definitely consider. But in any event, I mentioned this is their models are getting ready to open. Right now, they're working out of a trailer at Apex. So if you go there, we have to be there on your first visit if you want us to help you. If you want independent representation, that's the way you do it. We sort of need to be there on your first visit. More on that later. So we did a video a while back when they first opened it, like it was about a month after they opened at Apex. We've written a lot of business in there already. It's a community that almost sells itself. The other communities at Avenir, pretty much, they were literally like 3 years ago. But let me focus on some of the highlights at Apex here. I'm at their website here. Just want to navigate it a little bit, get in the ground floor, and that is so very true. But they basically, this view floor plans, they have the pinnacle and the summit. I'll go to the community map in a second, but if you are looking at, let me go to these floor plans. If you're looking at the pinnacle, you're looking at the starting price of $830,000. Now that's misleading. If you go, by the way, don't register on this website. Reach out to us because we can help get you registered with the right consultant. We'll help direct you in the right way to go. If you just register with their website, they will assign you to someone. You don't want that. That's one of the benefits of working with us. We help guide you. The cost for you guys to use us as independent representation is zero out of your pocket. It's the builder who pays us. They're happy to do so. They have a separate marketing budget for realtors like us, like our team, and they're happy to pay it because they want people like us to perhaps introduce people like you to their beautiful community. So a lot of these communities, a lot of these models are shown in other places. So right now, as I mentioned, They are not. They don't have the models on site, but they will, and that's when I bet they will. If history repeats itself, which it almost always does, it will. They will raise prices ahead of that. This Dorado model is the Malibu in Arden. If you go to the other master plan community, there's a big one called Arden. Geo Homes has a presence there too. They're getting ready to close that out actually now as we speak here today. But that's what that is. All these models here have different names in other communities. A lot of them are currently being shown in Lotus Palm, in Boca Raton. Reach out to our team. We'll love to tell you more about that. But this price here is not realistic. It says 830s. I think the lowest price that we wrote on any contract, and that was on the Dorado model, was in the 900s. Because these prices on these websites, this is true of any builder, the prices on to be builts in general are just in regards to the models themselves, and not the lot, and not the upgrades. So the Polaris is the biggest in this Pinnacle section, and it's a nice house. I really think it's a nice house. It's a larger house too, and it's not that often that you see homes this large, like 42 over 4,200 square feet. As you can tell, the pricing here in this section, in this collection, goes from about 840, let's call it, to 1.2 million. I'm going to move over to Summit really quickly. In the Summit collection, these are bigger homes. The Summit collection homes are built on separate land, separate lots, because they require, these are bigger homes. They require more. They require more land. So as you can tell, the Oracle is about a 1.2. This is a ranch. We get a lot of people asking for a single family home. In the Adonis and the Oracle, you will get that. And the biggest home you hear is the Zenith, which is a huge home. It's 5,260 square feet under air. Here is that sheet. If you want me to send it to you, I will. The pricing changes. They are always reluctant to send stuff like this out because they've raised prices since they actually opened way back the end of last year, and they always will. One of the benefits to a home like the Zenith, and they have another one called the Meridian, which is also pretty up. The Zenith is their biggest. You don't see, when you go to a lot of these new construction communities, you don't see homes that large in general. I think it's good because to have a community that has a home that large it helps the market value going forward. What's going to help this, all of Avenir going forward, is going to be the fact that they're next to Panther National. If you go to the website Panther National, they'll say starting at 3 million, which is not really true. Homes there are basically from 5 million up to 20 million. You can get larger than that. So you are going to be literally right next to homes that are in that price tag, which is going to be great for market value if you buy at Apex in Avenir in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Let me elaborate on independent representation. So we at Living in Palm Beach, Florida, we would love to represent you. There is zero out of your pocket for us to help you out. We will be there for the whole way, for the whole journey, from buying it to helping you with possibly have questions you have with the contract. We're not lawyers, but we've seen a lot of these contracts. Whether it's you want me to film, we do this all the time, and you can ask our clients, we can film the lot for you while you're away, wherever you live. If that's important to you, we have a transaction coordinating team that helps keep these builders accountable. We could be there for your drywall inspection. We'll be there for your closing and your walkthrough. Use us as a resource. Again, it's zero out of your pocket to do that, but we do need to be there on the first visit. At Geo Homes, there is a little bit of leeway. So if you visited on Friday and you let me know on Saturday, I might be able to help you. You have to say you're working with the realtor. That's sort of how the way it works. Reach out to our team if you want to know more about it. There is no discount for not using us. That is just not. You can ask the builder. That's just not how it works. So we'd love to help you in your journey in moving here to South Florida. So if you go to Apex and you find that there's no models yet, this is like their sheet. As an example, the Calypso model is the Bermuda in Lotus Palm. The Lynx is the Honolulu in Lotus Palm. The Zenith is the Maldives in Lotus Pond. If you want this sheet, I can help you. They give this to you when you visit for the first time. Um, so what we see a lot of people do, if they're interested in a particular model, after visiting with Apex, they will go to Lotus Pond or Arden, look at the equivalent models just to get a sense. One thing you'll find if you go to look at the homes at Apex and then go to Lotus Pond, you will find the homes are significantly more money in those other areas, particularly if you're looking at Lotus Pond and Boca. The Boca Raton is the southern part of Palm Beach. And as we've said many times on this channel, the prices in the southern part of Palm Beach in general are more money. This to me is great value when you're buying at Apex, these homes here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. So let me quickly go over. I have had people that have criticized, me for sometimes waiting too long for pricing and square footage. And leave a comment down below. Is that something you want me to get out of the way right away? I'd like to know because I know sometimes people don't watch me through. You should be watching the whole video, but sometimes you don't. Anyways, the Dorado, which is their smallest model, starts in the lower 800s. It is 1,905 square feet under air. It is a ranch. It's the equivalent of the Malibu over at Arden. And that's how that starts. It goes up to the Polaris I mentioned, their largest pinnacle, home. The Summit it starts with the Oracle and Adonis, which are ranches. They start at 1.16 million. And it goes up to the Zenith. The Zenith starts at a little bit over 1.5 million. Again, this doesn't include the lot, but let me go down to the community map to give you an idea and what to expect when it comes to lot prices if you buy a home in Apex in Avenir of Palm Beach Gardens. So they have like different collections. As an example, this section here are made for Summit homes. These are bigger lots. These homes here are made for pinnacle homes. These are a little bit smaller lots. Sometimes people are very adamant about what area they're facing. I don't blame people for that. If you want like a sunset view, you want a western exposure. Beware, this is Florida. It gets hot in the afternoon. I find myself personally, reach out if you want to know more about this stuff, but we do this all the time. But the exposure I find to be one of the best is the southern exposure because you will get a lot of sun. The northern exposure people like too because you don't get as much direct sun. But if you want sun on your pool and you face north, that's something to consider. Lot prices. So there are some lots like I'm going to look down here that are going to be a little bit less money. If you're on lot 40, you're backing up against another house. You might not want that, it's going to be less money for sure because of that. If you are on lot 50, 51, there was an auction for these lots recently. Again, we're a new home co-broker. We speak with all these builders. We know the ins and outs of all these communities better than anybody. So we know this stuff. There was an auction about a week or so ago because there was high demand for these two lots. Why? Because they're on the water. Why? Because they are also pie-shaped lots, and they're on a cul-de-sac, which perhaps means less traffic into your neighborhood. You were able to buy this lot after the. In fact, this one's still available right now today. By the time you see this video, it's not. I promise you that. But anyways, when they have high demand on lots. They sometimes send it into lottery. These two were lottery because they had like 8 buyers roughly between each one of these. So they had to figure out. And if they didn't get it, they picked something else, which is how they did it. Let's see. Let me go back here. So the price on getting back to what I was starting to say before. So the price on that, I've seen people. Let me go back out and I'll explain a little bit more about how this works. I've seen people who have bought a lot for $5,000. No kidding. They were lots. There probably isn't any today, but I had a client who bought a lot for $5,000. That was a bargain and a half. And then I've seen lots go for over $300,000. So in general, if you're on the water, it's going to cost more money. I've seen a lot of lots priced around 100. So if you want to get it depends on where you are. If you want to get a middle of the lake lot, maybe overlooking the fountain, when you look at these these maps, let me know. I'll tell you which ones face the fountains. You might want that's going to be. I would rather overlook a fountain than not. So there are some benefits, and they price the monetary value of each lot is priced accordingly. If you have an easement next to you, it gives you, you don't own that property per se, but it gives you more room in between the home next to you. That's a factor, and that those lots will be more money. So if you want to know more about that and how lots are working, and I can get pricing on individual lots. So reach out to me, reach out to our team. And if you're interested in knowing what's the price of these lots or how they work, reach out. We'll love to help you. Other thing I want to mention is they manage their releases. They don't just open the whole neighborhood of Apex. They only offer a certain amount at a time. Once they sell it through, they open a new section, and when they do, often it depends on demand. They often raise prices. But anyways, that's why it's good to get in early, which is definitely why it's good to get in ahead of the models that are opening at Apex. I want to go back to the map really quick. These are the communities that have been already open and selling and or sold out. Watermark sold out by Toll Brothers. Wingate sold out. Latieri sold out by Kehovanian. This area is still open. This is, if you're looking for a 55 plus community, that's the one right now. Coulter, more on that in a second, is looking to get in there, but that's your only 55 plus community right now. It's a Toll Brother community. Kenko, high end, $2 to $3 million in that community. Very good local builder. Another great builder I find is here. These guys I think, do a good job. Avondale is a Devasta. Pulte Homes is the parent company. They have the luxury division is called Devasta. This is exactly what's happening. About a little over a year ago, Avondale was selling out of their trailer, and sales were decent, but not great. They opened the models and boom, sales took off. And I've had people like several months later asking, how come I'm paying $50,000 more than I would have done it if I'd done this 4 months ago? So, well, that's just the way it works. That's why I'm making this video. That's why this is sort of now is the time. Solana Bay is an Akel community that just opened late last year. Sales are not, are not as brisk from what I understand in other areas compared to Apex for certain. Let's see. This is Coconut, and this is going to be your entrance. This is going to be your entrance for Apex when everything is set off. It's going to be off Coconut, not off here. If you come to the models now, you're going to be all going through here. I'll touch a little bit on this is CDD. Everyone now people are starting to figure out. I helped, I think, bring this subject to light. Most communities, especially new construction communities, have something called CDD. If you don't know what that is, you need to know. Some of them are more significant than others in other communities. What that is it's a fee that is assessed to you as a buyer in your taxes. When these communities are first opening, they are in general they're building on barren land. There is a lot of cost. There is a big cost to get the land up to speed and to develop it, bring out the utilities and so forth. They take a bond. The builders take a bond out to fund it. They will pass it on to you. Now, the CDD and I'm not going to go through the exact amounts. Call our office and I'll tell you what it is. In fact, any community, if you want to know what the CDD is on any community, let us know. I'd love to help you and enlighten you as to what that's about. But the Apex CDD is almost less than half of what the CDD is for the other areas. The CDD in the other communities are higher. And the reason is, and I'll go into this now in a minute, is the GL Homes, the builder, bought and basically funded the construction of their own clubhouse. The other builders did not. The other builders used public debt to fund the building of the clubhouse, which is why the CDD is higher in those other communities. All right, let me move on to the clubhouse stuff. So this is the clubhouse. It's elaborate. It looks great. I have the sheet right here. But I can probably do it off their website, and I will walk you through some of the stuff. One of the things that we get a lot, we speak to people every day. I do, and One of the factors I think a lot of people appreciate is having a restaurant on site. It is not that common. Unless you live in a 55 plus community, it is not that common to have it. You have it here. And this is when you buy into this community, you have access to this clubhouse with at a lower CDD price, as I mentioned. You have the restaurant right here. You have a card salon. You have a massage room. You have a fitness center. You have basketball courts. You have teen center. You got all kinds of stuff here. Of course, you got a resort style pool. You got a lap pool. There is just a lot going on here. These are all renditions. The clubhouse is not going to be ready for about a year. So if you buy now, in fact, you probably because it takes. I should mention this. It takes about 14 months to from the people who are buying now. 14 months from now is about when your home's going to be ready, which is about when they're going to open this clubhouse. It's insane. Where's the pickleball? How many pickleball courts? I think it's 14. They talk about the town center. It's not helping me here. They're just showing you this is the overview of what it looks like. I believe it's 14 pickleball courts. It's going to be here. That's what they want the town center to look like. The town center is going to be, the vision is sort of similar to what you see eastern in part of Palm Beach Gardens, which is Alton Town Center. It's sort of like that. And here's the cost. So I got to go through this because I know this is important. There are two fees when it comes to your homeowners association if you live in Apex. If you want this, reach out to me. I'll send this to you. But they have an HOA fee, which is currently, and this changes, this will go up over the years, $284 per month, but it's actually paid quarterly. There is a $105 recreational fee to use the clubhouse. It is mandatory. So that's $105. So you add the two up, and it's 389, I think it is, right? Yeah, $389 per month. Doesn't include the CDD. I've heard them quote $650. That's on the high end per month. But that includes if you take into account the CDD, which is actually paid in your taxes one time at the end of the year. That's how taxes work in Palm Beach. Reach out to our team if you want to know how that works and what to expect in taxes. But one of the benefits to working with us at living here in Palm Beach, we are able to take apples to apples. When you walk into these other communities, they'll say, well, our HOA is only $200. It is, but they're not comparing it apples to apples. We have the ability to talk apples to apples because we understand the lingo and what to expect. So the actual homeowners association is in the high threes when you're looking at Apex, but when you hear people quote a higher number, lots of times they're taking into account the CDD. So don't get fooled and get caught up in a conversation where people might be potentially misleading you when it comes to mentioning that our RCD is this significantly lower. It typically is not. Reach out to our team if you want to be enlightened as to what the actual fee is. Again, one of the benefits, we are a new home co-broker. We know these communities really well. One of the benefits to working with us, if you're looking at any community in Avenir, is that we do existing homes. I'm going on an inspection later today for an existing home that we have under contract. We have your best interest in mind. If you walk into the sales center directly, which, as I say, you want independent representation, that's a big no-no, because what they do is, I'm not saying that they're bad people, whether you're looking at the Toll Brothers community or the K.O. Vaney or any of these builders, but they want to sell you. Their job is to sell you their community's home. We don't do that. If there's an existing home, if you're looking at Watermark as an example, and if there's an existing home in Watermark that's a better fit for you, I'll help you with that. We'll help you with that. If we think that Arden's a better fit for you or Lotus Palm is a better fit for you, we'll help you. We have no bias in that regard. We, at the end of the day, as I always say, we have your back when it comes to helping you. I'm not kidding. We do look out for you, and we have your best interest in mind. And we can go wherever makes the most sense for you and your family. Schools. One of the big questions. I probably should have brought this up earlier because I know it's a big question for families. They are building a charter school there. It's called Somerset Academy. Somerset Academy is in a school that has existing locations in other parts of the county. It is highly regarded. It's going to go K through 5, I'm told. Some of this stuff, information takes a while to come out. Like the town center, we know I got a preview from one of the builders last week about some of the other things coming in. Right now, we know Publix, but I've got the heads up on a few other things. Reach out to our team if you want to know what that's all about. But we do know that there will be a farm there. We'll know that the Jupiter Medical is going to be there. That's going to be the hospital. We know there will be a hotel on the premises too. There's a lot. It's a golf cart friendly community. So you'll be able to take your golf cart from your home to the Sandhill Crane public course if that's what you want, or you can go to that private membership of Panther National, assuming they're still selling memberships to non-residents, because the homes there, they are prioritizing the residents of Panther National. But anyways, so there is you can literally take your golf cart from your home to the restaurant there and to the golf course. This is going to be a haven when it comes to people who love golf and all that offers. The homes at Apex, I have to say this, the homes that GL Homes builds are excellent. They're literally two builders I really do like a lot. That quality of build, I think, is extremely high. Their standard, when they say standard features, are extremely high. GL Homes is one of them. Like as an example, they use Gyp Creek, they call it, on the floor here at Apex. So basically, it's the floor in between the two. If you buy a two-story home, is going to be made with gypsum concrete, which makes it a stronger home. These homes are built really well. They're built with impact windows. They're built with Miami-Dade, which is the strongest in the state code. They adhere to the Miami-Dade code. So these homes are built to withstand a significant windstorm. So the process is, if you were to look and consider the buying a home at Apex, first off, we have to be there on your first visit. Reach out to our team. I can't begin to tell you how many people call me like a month later. We went to go visit Apex. We have a question for you. I'll answer your question, don't get me wrong, and I'll help you as best I can, but I cannot represent you and be there along the journey. So don't make that mistake. We'd love to help you. The process is that you have and this is actually pretty good. You can put a reservation down. Not all communities do this, but basically when you go there, if we go there and you say, I had someone do this just a few days ago, she knew that their home was going to go. They bought a really nice lot for about $100,000, and it was a primo lake lot and facing the right direction, everything. So she knew and she knew that weekend was coming up, and she wanted to reserve before someone came in. So she locked out that home. No one else could buy it. It's called a reservation. It basically gives you about 3 days. Sometimes under some circumstances, they can extend it. I'll help you explain what that means. But it'll give you a couple days to think it through, and it's refundable. So if you want to lock out your competition and think about that lot on that, with that price of that type of home, that's the way to do it. It goes to reservation. After the reservation, you go to contract, which the expectations are it's a 10% down of the base price of the home and the price of the lot. About 60 days, roughly later, a couple of months later, you do an options appointment. There's more money involved. I'll tell you what that's about. Don't want to elaborate too much on that. But if you have two houses and you want to navigate this, we do this all the time for people who want to sell their house. So you put that money down while you're looking to sell your house in maybe another area. The rest of the money doesn't come until closing, which is roughly about 14 months later. I also have to say, GL Homes has a reputation of always building a big grand entrance. This is going to be right now, compared to everybody else that has there currently, looks like they're going to have the grandest entrance of them all right now. Coulter Builders, I got to say this, is going to be building across the street. The clubhouse that they have at Apex is going to be shared with them. Reach out to our team. I've elaborated a little bit more on this in my other video that I mentioned. I mentioned this. But in Lotus Palm, they've spent $9 million on their entrance. So if you want, there's a certain amount of prestige. If you buy a home with GL Homes here in South Florida, Apex, Avenir, Palm Beach Gardens, Paradise here in South Florida.